Hi everyone on YouTube and all the NFL YouTube prognosticators and football fans everywhere. This is Andrew Warren, back here once again, giving you my thoughts for the 2021-2022 NFL Super Wildcard Weekend and my picks for the 2021-2022 NFL Divisional Round. Check it out. First off, if you're wondering, why am I wearing Bruins gear tonight? Well, consider this. Patriots are out of the playoffs. One. Well, I would have worn it anyway. It wouldn't matter. Make a difference out of that. But second, this Bruin shirt is a Willie O'Ree shirt, which the Bruins are going to retire him in the ceremony tonight. Unfortunately, he can't be there. He's in his hometown in San Diego, which they're going to do a live telecast of him and doing a ceremony and things like that. Due to the COVID times, he would be there. But other than that, they're going to retire the guy who broke the color barrier with my Boston Bruins, and that's Willie O'Ree, which is a really good honor. So I'm glad to see his numbers in the Raptors. And I've been waiting for that moment as a Bruins fan for a very long time, and here I see it. So anyways, that being said, that's the reason why. But anyways, my picks for the wild card weekend. Cincinnati and Las Vegas Raiders. There were a lot of questionable calls in that game. It's just like one of those games. It's just like it's like, okay, why did Vegas didn't run it? Well, how come they ran out of bounds or ran out of time? But you know what? It is. But it was a big controversial call, and as always with the Raiders and all that. But you know what? For Rich Bassinet, I think he should be considered to be the guy next step up for the head coach for the Raiders. I thought he did a pretty good job. Got him in the playoffs and everything like that. After he told them to move on with the John Gruden situation, and of course the big controversial touchdown, which probably the Raiders' biggest controversial call since the tuck rule play, I would say. Yeah, for the Raiders referee. Which my take on that, this could be a beginning of a new dominance for the Cincinnati Bengals. And everything. You know, this is the thing I don't understand. The Raiders, they had the immaculate reception with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have become one of the dynasties in the 70s. And of course, go back another at least 30 years later, the tuck rule play they were involved in, my New England Patriots had a big dynasty with the Tom Brady and the Belichick era and that. And now with this, with the Cincinnati Bengals with the controversial touchdown, that was rewarded. But that was rewarded on that. This could be a possibility turn for the Cincinnati Bengals to be dominant in years to come. But that's my take on that in the years run. Do you think that would be the case for Cincinnati? Who knows? I want to give your opinions on that. Let me know in the comments below. See what you think about that situation on that. But anyways, my Patriots and the Buffalo Bills. That was a big tough loss I would have to take. But I have to say. Anyways, what I was going to say, maybe this, I don't know if this could be the beginning of the end for my Patriots. I don't think so. I think they're going to learn from this and go from the floor with it. But I will say this. My Patriots in the draft, they should definitely look into a linebacker that can help stop the run. So that's just me. I mean, I would take that. Because I have to say, that defense, especially that linebacker court, I could put better numbers in the bowling alley than I could than the Patriots could in running the ball. So, on defense. So, I don't know, that's just me. So that's the way I think about it as that. But, I think we're going to look at this as a turning point, especially for Mac Jones' situation. I really think this is going to be a good turning point for Mac Jones. I think he's going to look at that and turn into a positive next year. And maybe get his first playoff win in the postseason next year. We'll find out. But that's going to be a case to come. But Buffalo, in the meantime, congratulations to you. You're moving on to the next round. And the Bucks and Tom Brady and the Bucks and the Philadelphia Eagles, I didn't expect to be that kind of a blowout that it did. But, sure enough, the Tampa Bay did what they needed to do. They dominated Philadelphia. And I don't know, after Bruce Arians hitting his own player in the helmet, maybe it was a wake-up call. I don't know. We'll find out on that one. San Francisco and Dallas, probably the biggest pick I made on that one. For San Francisco beating Dallas. And I was seeing all the Dallas Cowboy fans crying. That was priceless when I saw that. priceless. And I bet you Jerry Jones is probably going to be looking at a lot of situations right now, what they can do next year. And of course, like we've been doing every year. Continuing on, Kansas City and Pittsburgh. We just pretty much saw Big Ben's last game, pretty much. Kind of a disappointment ending, but I thought this would be a good time for a special playoff run with that. Like with Ray Lewis and John Elway, stuff like that. But, wasn't meant. So, on that. Well, for the LA Rams and the Arizona Cardinals, I really think for this one, for Cliff Kingsbury and Kyle Murray, they're going to look at this as a positive experience because this is the first time that I believe they were in the playoffs too, like my Patriots with Mac Jones. They were in the playoffs, his first time experiencing the playoffs. And they might look at that as a positive too. I mean, I kind of look at that similar situation with my Patriots under Mac Jones. So I think this is going to be a positive impact for Kyle Murray and Cliff Kingsbury. So I think this is definitely be a good one to look into next year. Maybe definitely get the division next year. So it depends on what they do in the offseason and the draft. So, which announcement on that? Speaking of the draft, I may do this for the first time ever. A mock draft pick only for the first round. Only the first round. That's it. I mean, but I'm not going to go into players or anything. Maybe just definitely what position they're going to go. But I'm not too sure on player scouts because they could be anyone in there. So I might do that. It depends on I change my mind on that one and everything else like that. But that's a twist on the offseason to come. It's going to be an off-season spring. Maybe a two-parter. I'm going to do is split it up into, I don't know, maybe thinking maybe at least, I'm debating if I want to do 11 teams each or 32 or something like that. But anyway, I'm still debating on it. Maybe I'll just go into two-parter, maybe go to the top 16 and then go from the last 16 on that. So that's the thing to look forward to in the offseason. And of course, I'm going to be doing the March Madness. I'm going to be doing the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs and the NBA playoffs coming in the offseason. So that's going to be close to come as well. But definitely looking forward to the NFL draft. I'm debating on that. But I'm debating on a lot of things coming to in the offseason, which we'll be thinking about in more terms of it after the Super Bowl. So anyways, that's going to be an upcoming events to come. But until then, let's get on to my division round picks. We're going to kick things off with the Tennessee Titans and Cincinnati. This is a much tougher task for Tennessee right now. Tennessee is back healthy and back strong. The only question is, are they going to be rusty or are they going to be playing their hearts out? So this is going to be a really good one. Derrick Henry is going to be returning. That's going to be a big, big plus for it. Like I said, I picked the Tennessee Titans to be the Super Bowl contender this year. They're still in the voting. But I think Trey Hickerson update from, which I think for the big, I'm just saying Tennessee's big increase is really clear. And Derrick Henry, he was cleared on contact for practice today. So he did practice today. So we're going to definitely looking forward to see Derrick Henry back in the playoffs in there. And plus, honestly, I want to see how Ryan Tannehill handles the pressure on it after a couple of playoff experiences and stuff like that. So that is definitely going to be a look forward to on that. So anyways, that being said, I really think this is going to be a good one for them. But for Cincinnati's case, I think they're going to be looking into this. Like they got their first playoff run in over 30 years. And just before when Home Alone was in the theaters. It's kind of ironic. So anyways, that being said for Cincinnati, I really think this is going to be a good one, but this is going to be a very tough test to handle for Tennessee, for Cincinnati. I am sorry, but no doubt about it, Cincinnati's going to be a Super Bowl contender coming up. So maybe next year, I don't know, but we're definitely going to be seeing a big, big increase on Cincinnati down the road. So there's definitely some great positive impact for Cincinnati for years to come with Joe Burrow. I really think that's going to be a case scenario, but not this time around. So I think for this case, with the return of Derrick Henry, I really think Tennessee is going to really win this game. And I think Derrick Henry wants to win this too. So I think I'm going to pick the Tennessee Titans over the Cincinnati Bengals in this game. On the line, I'll give Cincinnati this. Tennessee is favored by 3.5 in this game. I'm going to stick Cincinnati plus 3.5 in this game. I really think there's going to be a really close margin on this one. Over and under, it's 47. I'm going to go under 47. The Green Bay Packers and the San Francisco 49ers. Wow. We're talking about a big classic matchup. Jimmy Garoppolo in an Aaron Rodgers situation with Jimmy G having a lot of crap right now, being the next Tom Brady or anything like that. But it's not going to be a next Tom Brady. Tom Brady's going to be Tom Brady. But you know what? The way things are handling for Jimmy Garoppolo, this could be a very interesting matchup, but and he has experience with my Patriots in the cold, that matter. So, anyways, that being said, with that case scenario, but this is going to be too much to handle for San Francisco on this one. Aaron Rodgers is really hungry for a win in the postseason in Lambeau. Kind of struggled in Lambeau, and he struggled in some playoff successes too over the year. So I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers over the San Francisco 49ers in Green Bay. On the line, though, the Green Bay is favored by 5.5 in this game. I'm going to take Green Bay minus 5.5. Over and under, it's 47. I'm going to go over 47 in this one. And Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the LA Rams. This is a big test, though. This is Tom Brady's first success in the postseason against the Rams since Super Bowl 53, which he had playoff history against the Rams. When the Rams were in St. Louis, they won his first Super Bowl with them under Super Bowl 36. And now, in Super Bowl 53, with the Rams with that big defense, they won that in one of the lowest scorings in Super Bowl history. Now he faces the Rams in the postseason, a divisional round. First time in a non-Super Bowl game in the playoffs for Tom Brady against the Rams. And they met again in week 3 and the Rams beat them in their home turf on that one. So now Tom Brady gets a shot at revenge, which is really, really, yeah. Which I'm looking at. Was it week 3? Yeah, it was week 3. And I'm sorry, this was my mistake on the season. It was in the Rams' place, which the Rams beat Tom Brady and the Bucs 34-24 on that one in LA. Now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are at home, and Tom Brady, knowing Tom Brady, seeing him all the years in the Patriots and seeing what he's done, I think in this one, Tom Brady and the Bucs, they're gonna beat out the Rams, and not just because of what the Rams did to them when they were in week 3. So in week 3, so I believe that. So I think Tom Brady's gonna look at revenge against the Rams, and they're probably gonna beat out the Bucs, and this time in their home turf for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And like I said, in week 3, they met in the Rams. Now they meet again in Tampa Bay, but this time in the home turf. I think Tampa Bay is gonna win out that one. So I'm gonna take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the LA Rams in this game in Tampa Bay. I'm sorry to say that. On the line, though, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are favored by 3 in this game. I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 3. Over and under, it's 48. I think with the offense and the defense, both offenses go in the Rams, which I think the Rams' offense is very underrated, so to be honest with you. But the Rams are known for their dominant defense, so I'm going to say that. But I'm going to say over 48.5 on this one, considering this could be a high-scoring game. Consider what Matthew Stafford could do. So, anyways, that being said, the last game in the divisional round, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. I am not going to lie on this one. I was debating back and forth in this one. I was like a coin flip away for one team, which I'll get that in a bit. What the Buffalo Bills did with my Patriots, the Kansas City's defense is much, much different than my Patriots' defense right now. Very much different. So, and I'll say that. The only difference, they know how to stop the run. My Patriots can't. That's been the problem for my Patriots all year. They couldn't stop the run. They gave up a lot of runs on defense, but not Kansas City. So Kansas City is a much better defense than Buffalo's. I'll say that as much. But that's the reason why I was coin flipping on that. Both offenses and both defenses for the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs on the top 5. Definitely, no doubt about that. But like I said, I had Josh Allen as my early MVP candidate on that. You never know. That could still work out. But I don't know. But after that loss against Jacksonville for the Buffalo Bills on this one, I'm not too sure if that's going to be the case right now. But we'll see. But anyways, that being said, the the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to make a bold prediction on this one, which is not a part about the picks. But I will say this. The Buffalo Bill comes in as an underdog in this one. The last time they were the underdog was against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That was in Week 14, and they lost that. Even though they're in that, so that's going to be saying something on that. Oh, but I hate this. I'm going to have to say this. And no offense to Bills Mafia, even though I'm a Patriots fan at heart. I am. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not hating on the Bills right now. But this is a much, much tougher team. And that's the Kansas City Chiefs. It doesn't matter if they're number 1 or if they're number 2 or number 3. They're going to find ways to beat you. Andy Reid is going to find ways to beat you. And I think he's going to do that against the Buffalo Bills on this one. And I'm not saying it because I'm mean to the Buffalo Bills. I'm not going to say that. But I will say this. That you beat us. That's all I can tell you. And I'm no shame on losing. You know, there's no shame on that. My Patriots got into the playoffs under Mac Jones, rookie quarterback. I'm really happy with that. So, I think we're going to need to step up on defense. That's the way it's doing. And that division is going to be really tough next year, considering of what we do in the draft and consider who's going to come back. So, anyways, that being said, but I'm going to take Kansas City at home against the Buffalo Bills in this one. On the line, though, the Kansas City Chiefs are favored by 2.5 in this game. I'm going to take Kansas City minus 2.5. Over and under, it's 55. I'm going to go over 55. And believe it or not, that game's going to overtime. That's my bold prediction. That game is going to overtime. And I'll tell you my final scores right now. And the reason why I did that, because I wanted to make it the final scores last in this time around. Because for the Tennessee Titans and the Cincinnati Bengals, my final score in that game, I'm going to probably go with 24-17 Tennessee Titans. The Green Bay Packers and the San Francisco 49ers, I'm going to say 28-21. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the LA Rams, I'm probably going to say the Buccaneers 35, the Rams 21. And the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills, it's going to be a similar situation with the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs game. But I'm going to say this. The Kansas City Chiefs, 33. The Buffalo Bills, 27 in overtime. Okay, shoutouts this week is my good friend Justin's Bridgewater. Find us on YouTube. And you can find him on Blockbuster_guy on Twitter, because the reason why I'm doing is a shout out this week for him, because he does the movie awards on that one. So if you get to see it in his description down below, definitely check out the movie awards with him in there. He has a lot of fun with that, you know. And I've been honored him in the Hall of Fame, in his movie award Hall of Fame. So it's a real honor for that. So I wanted to give him a shout out for that. So till then, check him out and the rest of the NFL YouTube prognosticator page in the description down below. Until then, this is Andrew Warren signing off, saying good luck to everybody in the divisional round picks, and rock out.